Welcome to SVG-TV News for Friday, February 24, 2017. I am Jennifer Richardson with the details. The University of the West Indies UWI Open Campus here in St. Vincent and the Grenadines attained a record-breaking 13 first-class honors. At a graduation ceremony today at the Methodist Church Hall, head of the Open Campus, Deborah Dalrymple, congratulated the 63 graduates who received certificates in master's, bachelor's, diplomas, and certificates. She also reminded everyone that it is never too late to pursue their dreams. Dalrymple said that she and her staff at the Open Campus have developed incredible respect for the graduates who have sacrificed time and money to upgrade their skills.
To the Open Campus, it's never too late to pursue your dreams. Open Campus graduates at this recognition of graduate ceremony represent the disciplines of accounting, banking and finance, youth development work, educational leadership and management, early childhood development and family studies, and mathematics. We also acknowledge graduates who have participated in diploma and certificate programs. At every recognition of graduate ceremony, I must pay tribute to our students who sought education part-time because they're employed or have families that they need to care for and support. They must juggle time, financial and other resources, and personal priorities. You have earned our respect, both of myself and my staff, as you persevered.
The head of the UWI Open Campus, St. Kitts and Nevis, and Deputy Director Acting of the Continuing Professional Education, Sarah Owen, called on the graduates to put their newly imparted knowledge into practice by being a light to others.
Given the fields of study you selected and the vast number of you who are graduating with honors and distinction, your commitment to increasing the value of the knowledge you have gained is clearly evident. To push Chekhov's concept one step further, Margaret Fuller suggests, and I quote, "If you have knowledge, you should let others light their candle in it." As we formally welcome you into the community of graduates of the University of the West Indies, some perhaps for the second time, we ask that you consider sharing your light with your alma mater as we work together to execute the enduring mission of the institution, which reads, "To advance education and create knowledge through excellence in teaching, research, innovation, public service, intellectual leadership and outreach in order to support the inclusive, social, economic, political, cultural environmental development of the Caribbean region and beyond."
Featured speaker at the University of the West Indies Open Campus graduation ceremony, Stacia Morris, outlined 10 pointers which the graduates could now activate in their lives to become more successful. The computer information systems experts' advice include cutting off negative persons, being flexible to life's challenges, and having a passion for life.
Start with your support system. Please remember that. Positive people, no negative people. Don't feel badly if you have to cut off the negative people. Cut them off if you have to. Have a mentor and be a mentor. Brand yourself and be positive. Make plans but be flexible. Take risks. Be critical of yourself. Analyze your situations. This is like Shelley and Andriana did. Work hard. There's no substitute. Be flexible, rebound, and be resilient. Life is going to hit you. Be ready to change. Educate yourself continually. Maintain your intellectual curiosity. In the Caribbean, we are known for being intellectually curious. Make mistakes, never the same twice. Have fun, have a passion.
Today's valedictorian Nick Francis advocated the importance of having a positive support system. He graduated with a first-class Bachelor of Science in Youth Development work, and he said that through the university, they have also developed permanent friendships.
Our journey was never meant to be a one-man show. We all had a part to play in each other's achievements and successes. In fact, we inspired each other, encouraged each other, and over the last 4 years, we have forged personal relationships that surpass the category of classmate to lifelong friendship. Indeed, such relationships will continue to grow and flourish long after we leave this hall today.
Minister of Economic Planning Camila Gonsalves is urging Vincentians to educate themselves on the creeping impacts of climate change. Earlier this week, Gonsalves spoke on the benefits this country is in line to receive following the launching of 3 pilot projects funded by UNDP and Japan, totaling some US $300,000, which are geared towards transferring and adopting low-emission and climate change resilient technologies. The Economic Planning Minister stated it is critical that the assistance is implemented effectively and further urged the participants to properly digest the information offered in an effort to become pioneers of climate change strategies.
Climate change is not waiting for St. Vincent and the Grenadines. We have to get out in front of it. We have to put our people and our productive sectors in a position that we are not decimated and destroyed annually because of these events, and also the creeping impacts of climate change, not the big headline events that say, well, the road or bridge has been washed away or houses have been washed away. But when farmers tell you that their crop yield is less year after year, or the fisher folk tell you that their catches are less, or the hotels tell you that they're getting fewer guests because the regular guests aren't coming back because it's always raining during the tourist season. We have to get out in front of these things. We can't keep the temperature down. It's rising. We're doing our bit, but we have to adapt.
Windfresh is being summoned by Agriculture Minister Sabota Caesar to renew its mandate within the context of evolving markets throughout the region. Caesar lamented that it is the first time that the Windward Islands do not have a single commodity which they can consolidate as a group for exportation. The Agriculture Minister noted that this is just one of the many problems being faced by stakeholders in the agriculture sector as well as policymakers.
It is the first time as exporters from the Caribbean that we have to export without the benefits of preferential treatment. So that's a big problem. We have to adapt to that. Then it is also the first time that the Windward Islands, as exporters, that we do not have a single commodity that we consolidate as a group to export. Currently, every island is doing it on its own through systems of traffickers. You will have smaller groups, but there is no longer a WIBDECO. Windfresh has to get it right.
Commending the excellent work done in the past to create the free movement of agriculture commodities within the sub-region, Minister Caesar indicated that this can be the tip of the iceberg in addressing the issue of preferential treatment for a consolidated market.
And once Windfresh gets it right about the consolidation of the markets, and it's an invitation to other persons in the private sector, the outstanding one that we have, it's that it's the first time in modern history that farmers have had to grapple with significant vagaries and uncertainties coming from weather events. To the extent, and those of us who traverse the country in the immediate aftermath of a natural disaster, you will feel the discouragement and how disheartened our farmers are during that period. And I want to really thank and congratulate the excellent efforts of our farmers who continue to rebuild disaster after disaster.
The preparation and construction of the Argyle International Airport was treated by the government of SVG as a national issue and not a means to further a political agenda. So says Prime Minister Dr. Rav Gonsalves as he spoke on Boom FM today, answering various questions on issues of concern to SVG.
No, but the point I'm saying is this. People read things more than what they should read in certain matters. You know, it's very interesting. I began this project in a national focus, and I end it in a national focus, the construction, preparation and construction. The opposition is the one which made partisan politics out of this. Attack it at every single turn and still trying underneath to see what they can do. Either they, the opposition, or people who are their surrogates and who are acting on their behalf, still trying to play their petty politics. And I have been on it national from the beginning and national at the end.
Speaking on a specific issue, that of the placement of ULP stickers on the equipment used at the AIA construction site, PM Gonsalves said such actions are not the policy of the government of SVG, nor that of the IADC.
An individual may do things. An individual may do things which doesn't have any. The Argyle International Airport at one time or the other, I had 400 and something people employed. 400 and something people employed. At the height of an election campaign, you may have one or two of them who decided that they're going to put stick on what they're driving. No. The point is that's not a government policy. That's not IADC policy.
On the issue of the landing of various aircraft during the 2015 elections, PM Gonsalves stated that the competency and ability of the AIA to facilitate the landing of aircraft was continually questioned and criticized, and as such, it was necessary to prove its worth using, in his words, the practice evidence of science.
When that landed, they say, well, what happened? That plane is like a mosquito.
Yes.
And, well, you get the kind of derogatory stuff, when in fact it's those planes which do testing through all the islands. No. They said not even Liat could land. I say, if you provoke me, I'd land Liat. They tried to stop Liat landing when they realized I'm landing Liat. Then when Liat is landed, they say, well, no big plane could land. You hear me? Then the big planes landed. They're using now other things. Not only they landed, but beautifully.
So you had to prove them wrong.
Of course I had to prove them wrong.
So you landed a helicopter to prove them wrong in the election of 2010.
I proved them wrong.
And in the election of 2015, you landed Liat.
Yes.
Right.
I proved them wrong.
And you do not think that was being political, Prime Minister?
Absolutely not. All I was doing was giving practical evidence of the science.
3 additional charges have been laid against marketer and former journalist Junior Jarvis of Redemption Shops. The 44-year-old was on Tuesday evening, February 23, 2017, charged with malice, aforethought, caused the death of banker Randy Lawrence by an unlawful act and assaulting Arisha Pompey, a 25-year-old customer service rep of Arnisvale, by striking her on the forehead with a gun, choking her with his hands and slapping her on the right side of her face, causing actual bodily harm. He was also charged for using force to compel Arisha Pompey to go from her home at Arnisvale to the vicinity of Option Supermarket in Arnisvale at about 7:25 a.m. on February 14, 2017. He was taken to court this morning from Her Majesty's Prison, where the charges were read out to him. His lawyer Israel Bruce spoke to SVG-TV News today on the charges his client is facing.
Well, we're trying to make sure that we are not too very into the face of the public with this particular matter. We know it is a very sensitive matter. The most we are that you prepared to say is that this morning he has been slapped with 3 additional charges, 1 for murder, 1 for kidnapping, and 1 for assault. That's what is in the public sphere, and that's what I leave there. The matter would be litigated in court, not in the public sphere. That's all I want to say at this point in time.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So you're representing him, and he's been slapped with how many charges again?
Well, so far 6 charges. Previously, he was brought on attempted murder, possession with intent for the weapon, and aggravated burglary. So there are 6 charges so far. But again, I maintain the matter will be resolved in court. All matters for that matter. Yes.
The crime-fighting strategies of the RSVG police force are said to be constantly under review so that the lawmen can stay ahead of criminals. Speaking at length on the force's efforts to keep crime at bay for 2017, Assistant Commissioner of Police Frankie Joseph told SVG-TV News that in order to effectively fight crime and violence in this country, it is necessary to frequently visit the drawing board to review their strategies.
Our stop and searches, they are very effective. They have been working. They work very good in the latter part of last year, and they continue to work in this year. We also have the search warrants. We also have TFOS, as alluded to earlier, that we are continuing that, and that operation, we do not have any intention of really slowing down on that operation. So we are continuing to conduct our stop and searches and our house and building searches, and our mobile patrols are always on the go.
So pedestrians can be assured of their safety?
Of course, they can. And as I said, there are strategies that we have behind the scenes that we cannot just disclose to the general public. But we are constantly reviewing our strategies.
Vincentian-born Calypsonian and soca artist Lynette Fire Empress Ned is back in the finals of the Trinidad and Tobago 2017 Calypso Finals, slated for Sunday, February 26th. Fire Empress was disqualified from the competition by the Trinbago Unified Calypsonians Organization, TUCO, on the ground of her citizenship, which created backlash both in Trinidad and Tobago and here in St. Vincent and the Grenadines. The action prompted Ned to seek legal action, and today, news reaching SVG Television is that Ned is back in the competition. Speaking briefly with us, Fire Empress stated that she was thankful for the support shown to her by this country's Prime Minister, Dr. Rav Gonsalves, as well as the Minister of Tourism and the Minister of Foreign Affairs. She also thanked Vincentians and Trinidadians for their support during her time of crisis, and stated that she is confident in her ability to deliver a fantastic performance despite the setback she suffered.